It is the fourth day of school, and after my experience in Carline this morning, I felt compelled to share a few tips or best practices for a successful Carline. I like to look at Carline like the express lane in the grocery store, 10 items or less. Those people who want to get in there and out of there super quickly. So the first and most important thing for a successful Carline is pull forward. Pulling forward is so important because the farther you pull forward, the more cars can get in line behind you and drop off their kids as well. So instead of parking or stopping right in front of the school and letting your kids out and nobody else's kids can get out, you pull forward. At our school, the designated spot to pull forward is behind the buses, all the way up behind the buses, or if the buses aren't there yet, there is a light pole, and you can pull right past that light pole and let your kids out there. Yes, they do need to walk a little bit farther, but it's not going to hurt them. They're fine. They got lots of energy, right? So pull forward. Part of pulling forward is not leaving too much space in between you and the other car, because if we're leaving car lengths of space in between cars, that means the cars out on the road can't get in Carline. So we want the most cars to be able to get in Carline as possible. So pull forward. The next thing is getting the kids out quickly. Now, I know some kids like to get their hugs and kisses right before they get out of the car. And for those kids, it might be the best thing to go to the designated parking lot, park, and then walk them in. Also, if your children have instruments or backpacks that do not fit in the main car and have to be in the trunk, and they have to get out of the car and get them out of the trunk, Carline is probably not the best option. Again, the best thing to do is to go to that designated parking lot and walk them in. Yes, you do need to be fully clothed when that happens, but it does make for a much more successful Carline. Let's see. Oh, also exiting the right side of the car. It is important that, if possible, the children exit the right side of the car. It's actually a safety issue, so they don't have to walk around a car. I know that when my oldest was in kindergarten, I actually had to move my youngest's car seat to the left side of the car so that my kindergartner could exit the right side of the car when he was ready to walk in by himself. So if you need to make adjustments, that might be the case, but it again does make for a more successful Carline experience. So let's see what else. Oh, it's very important that if you have if they're grandparents or friends or anyone who doesn't typically drop off in Carline is going to be doing it, that you let them know this Carline etiquette as well. That way they don't get stuck in a situation where they feel uncomfortable and other people feel uncomfortable. And again, for a positive and successful Carline experience, it helps for everybody to know what's going on. I think I covered it. It's simple, but I know that when you first start going through, you're not quite sure what to do. So hopefully that's helpful, and I will see you in Carline.